Hello everyone. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of unsupervised learning. It's one of the key pillars of machine learning where we deal with data and datasets that don't have labeled outputs. Instead of predicting a target variable, the aim is to discover hidden patterns or structures within the data. We'll focus on two main areas: clustering and dimensionality reduction. Understanding clustering. Let's start with clustering. Clustering is all about grouping data points based on their similarity. Imagine you are a data scientist for an e-commerce platform. You have your customer data and your goal is to group customers based on their buying habits. That's clustering in action. The most common clustering algorithm is k-means. The idea is simple. You specify the number of clusters you want. The algorithm randomly assigns data points to the clusters. It calculates the centroid of each cluster and reassigns points to the nearest centroid. This process repeats until the clusters stabilize. Understanding dimensionality reduction. Now let's move to dimensionality reduction. Real world datasets can have hundreds or thousands of features. While having more features can mean more information, it can also mean the dataset is harder to process and visualize. This is known as the curse of dimensionality. Dimensionality reduction helps us by transforming data into a lower dimensional space while preserving as much information as possible. A popular technique for this is principal component analysis (PCA), which identifies the directions or principal components that capture the most variance of the data. By projecting the data onto these components, we simplify the dataset itself. K-means. In this code, we generated synthetic data using the makeBlobs function, and we created a dataset of 300 points grouped around 4 clusters. We applied k-means. We initialized the k-means algorithm with 4 clusters and fit it into the data. During this step, the algorithm iteratively adjusted the cluster assignments and calculated centroids. We then plotted the results and we visualized the clusters and their centroids. The different colors represent the clusters while the red markers indicate the centroids. Principal component analysis. In this code, we load the dataset. The load digits function provided a dataset of handwritten digit images, each represented at a high dimensional vector. Then we applied PCA or principal component analysis, and we reduced the data to 2 dimensions. PCA identified the directions that captured the most variance, transforming the original data into a simpler form. We then visualized the result. By plotting the transformed data, we could observe how the digits were distributed into the reduced space. Each point represents a digit and the color indicates the actual labels. Clustering and dimensionality reduction are indispensable tools in unsupervised learning. Clustering helps us group similar data points, revealing underlying patterns, while dimensionality reduction simplifies complex datasets, making them easier to analyze and visualize. Together, these techniques empower us to uncover valuable insights from raw, unlabeled data.